Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Listen, I am excited today. Why? Because it's Monday and it's also Valentine's Day. So, this is going to be the Valentine's Day edition of How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years in the Pill Method Club right here on Clubhouse. We're also streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So if you're out there in cyberspace looking at this is going to be great. And we have some great moderators today. So Miss Kenyatta, what is going on in the space today? Miss Kenyatta, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Oh my goodness, something's going on with her mic. All right, well, she's going to fix it. Kenyatta, go out and come back in. All right, we'll bring you up. We promise. We promise to bring you up. All right. 10K, what's going on in your world, man? All right, we're not hearing. We're not hearing. Something is going on. Oh, my fault.
You can't hear us.
Okay.
Kurt,
Can you
open.
hear us, Don?
Okay, my fault. My fault. My fault. It was totally my fault. It was Kenyatta. It was
Don, hearing come with age. Hearing come with age.
We
Kenyatta.
heard you. We
I know
heard
Kenyatta.
what to
you.
tell you.
Kenyatta. It was not you. Kenyatta. It was not you. It was.
Made her go and come back in.
I know, but I still did it anyway.
It
I
was.
knew it
It.
wasn't me.
It was. It was totally. It was totally me. I am so sorry. All right. Listen.
Love means you never have to say sorry, Don.
Okay. Okay. That. Do you love me?
I love you. You do
Okay.
not have to say sorry.
All right. All right. All right.
You better say you're sorry if you want to be happy.
Kenyatta.
Kenyatta is truly sorry to know how this happened.
Kenyatta.
Promise never to do it again.
Kenyatta has tons of love for me and my wife. She's actually stayed in our home. Kenyatta,
Yes.
Kenyatta, would you ever come back to our house?
Yes, and I love the photo album of you and Patricia's wedding. It's so darling. And you guys, Patricia made me breakfast every morning, and I got the chance to say thanks, Mom, every time we left to go to the office. It was awesome.
All right, all right, all right. So Kenyatta, why don't you go ahead and kick us off this morning, and get us going? I mean, I think I thought saw a hand raised there to get him on stage, but just the same, let's go ahead and get started this morning. We have a beautiful morning. It is cold here in Alabama. I wish I was still in St. Thomas Virgin Islands because of the cold, but we can make it do what it do because you're there in Chicago. I'm not going to complain.
That's right. That's right. And so, everyone, I just want to congratulate you on knowing where to be this morning. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to learn the pill method. And so, what we ask of you is for you to share this room. Right now, you don't want to be the one that hogs this information. So, if you can, click that person with the plus sign so you can start adding your friends to the mix and letting them know what you're about to get ready to learn. And for everyone that is able to, we would like for you to go to ice10klive.com on another device, whether it be your desktop, laptop, or your tablet, maybe a secondary phone. We want to let you know that you can be still tuned into the Clubhouse while learning these actionable steps that you could take to isolate that interest. And so, Don, back to you.
All right, all right, all right, folks. We're going to go ahead and take care of the moderator intros. And listen, folks, we're going to soon be going through uh, our first demonstrations so that you can actually see these numbers. Is it possible? Is it possible to pay off mortgages in 7 years? Well, guess what? We're not just talking about mortgages. We're talking about your student loans, credit cards, car loans, everything paid off in an average of 7 to 9 years if you know what to do. We have an amortization schedule, and we're going to talk about that today, how to read it, how to take advantage of it. So with amortization schedules, you can only go so far. But if you have an opportunity cost calculator, something that takes amortization schedules and then helps you to save the maximum amount of money in interest per dollar applied, then that is going to be super awesome. Here's what I mean by that. And Sean pointed this out to me. He says, Don, you should explain it this way. He says, if you can save $6 in interest for every dollar you are prepaid to principal, why would you ever want to save just $3? And you know what? Nobody would. But the thing is, folks, how would you know the difference if you don't have a way to track your interest savings? If you don't have a tool that says, by doing this, you're going to save the most amount of interest, and by doing something else, you're going to save less. You see, what we've been taught to or conditioned to believe is that anything you do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing you can do. It's all the same or about the same. You know what? Let me give you just a quick example of that. And then Kenyatta, oh, look who came in. Okay, there he is. Come on, man. Listen, I'll say we'll make you a moderator, Jared. How's that?
Sounds good, man. I'm in LA. We just won the Super Bowl, so it's
Listen. I am not having that this morning. I am not having you. You're out there partying in LA, and I got YCEO sitting over here in Cincinnati. Okay.
We were robbed. That's all I was saying. We were robbed. Did you see all those flags they were throwing out? Did you see the flags?
Wow. So Jared, you're out there in LA partying. We're over here in Cincinnati, crying and talking about the referees and what else is going on. And listen, and missed face masking of defenders and then making a touchdown because of it. Listen, man, what is that about? Are we going to talk about football today? Are we going to be talking about the pill method, Jared?
Let's talk about that pill method.
We don't want to know what you were really doing, but we're going to let that go.
We're going to let that go. Jared, listen, man, we're glad to have you here. Please take over for now. And we're just getting into moderator intros and that sort of thing. And we're going to forgive you that you supported a team that won the Super Bowl and you were up all night celebrating. And I just hope you weren't out, jumping on top of cars or anything like that.
What happens at the stadium stays at the stadium.
That's
Do not
some
hate on those
Cincinnati.
Bengals. Do not,
That's some
Don, you are one
Cincinnati
of my
behavior.
favorite people. Do not hate on my Bengals.
Okay,
Thank you, Valerie. Let me get back in my car.
I promise I will not. Okay, Jared, it's on you, my brother.
All right. Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the How to Pay Off Your Mortgage in 7 Years room on Clubhouse. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that greenhouse and follow the club. And then when you do so, click that About Us section and read the Cliff Notes version of what this room is about and what you're going to get out of this club and what you can get out of the book and all the things that Don has. So if you want to see the examples live on your screen, you can go to ice10klive.com and we'll go ahead and throw that up there at the top.
Somebody didn't go to bed last night.
You have a laptop, desktop, or iPad near you, go ahead and open that up, type this in, and then choose either YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. You'll be able to see these examples live on your screen. And so what we're going to do is moderator intros, and then we're going to get into your questions. So this is a very interactive room. We would love for you to come on stage and ask a question. The more questions asked, the better it is for the audience because they get to see the interaction. If you are online right now and you have a question, feel free to type it into the chat, and Kirk will make sure to give it to our attention, and Don will go through your examples as well. So please raise your hand, come on stage. There are no dumb questions. Your mortgage brokers, your accountants, your financial advisors do not know about this method because the banks do not want you to understand interest cost versus interest rate. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it to Kenyatta.
Hey,
10K car.
Hey, Jared, why don't we do this, man? Listen, we we're not going to begrudge you your victory. All right, we're not going to dog you out because
That wouldn't be nice. That would not be
that would
nice.
not be that would not be nice, man. Go get yourself a cup of coffee. We'll let Kenyatta take care of the intros for now while you get that cup of coffee, because we need your energy up in this place this morning. Okay, Kenyatta, go ahead and do the moderator intros for us this morning.
Okay, we're going to start from the bottom. So, Valley, go ahead and let the folks know who you are. Valley, can you hear?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to type how to share the room. I had to come out of it. I'll go back. Good morning, Don. We're not gonna have you talking mess all morning. Bingos, do not hate on them bingos. Stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, my name is Valley Jones. I am in the great state of Texas. I am your all go-to realtor in the great state of Texas, soon to be broker. And we love helping buyers fire their landlord to become the lord of their own land. We also work with investors and sellers to liquidate assets and acquire many others. And happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, Kurt, how are you this morning?
Oh man, I didn't realize it was already on me. I need to do a pull to refresh or something. It's good to be here. Good morning, everybody. I hope that you can hear me. I get to serve as your producer for today. My name is Kirk Nugent. Go by the tagline, the Geek Speaker Preacher, because it embodies all of my passions: tech, media, speaking, and ministry. One of the things I love to do and love to talk about as we get started here in the P.I.L.L Method Room is just how Don is leveraging technology, leveraging live streaming, leveraging all of these spaces to be able to get this message out there. This is him being a good steward, if you believe in that kind of thing. This is him taking that little light that he has and putting it on the top of the hill, right? Because he wants to make sure everybody is able to hear it, to see it, and benefit from the knowledge that he is sharing. And if you want to learn how to do that kind of thing, tap in with me at kirk10klive.com. Thank you.
Okay,
Morning.
CEO.
Oh, thank you, Queen. Oh, I'm so happy to be here yet again. I will get over my trauma of my Bengals losing. Yes, I'm claiming them now for the first time in 20 years. I'm an executive business coach, and I teach those who are owners and executives how to strategically align their businesses, plan for the future, and ensure that their projections are right on target for getting that bag. And I'm just talking about major dollars that are going to help change lives, create jobs. So if you want to tap into me, you can. I'm also a corporate strategist. I am a freedom financial coach as well, and I changed the laws in the great state of Ohio, one of the only lay people to actually do that. So I'm really excited about that. But I did have a legal team that helped me accomplish it as well. So I work in the commercial development space in my regular job. And you can find me at yco10k.com. We have a club that meets on Wednesdays where we're talking to you about how to properly get into compliance and develop those strategies so that you too can get the high dollar, high funding, high net worth money that you need to actually change and impact your community. So thank you all so much for being here. And I want to wish all of you a wonderful Valentine's Day. And I heart you too. And thank you for coming to the P.I.L.L Method family today.
Yes, we heart you guys. We heart you guys. And Shantae K, if anybody has been under a rock and don't know who you are, can you please do an intro to let the folks know?
Super good morning, Kenyatta. That rock has been broken. The word 10K card is out. Clients are using it. If you don't believe me, go to kenyatta10k.com, jared10k.com, kirklive10k.com, valley10k.com, yco10k.com. I almost forgot ice10klive.com. Guys, look, the first of all, happy Valentine's Day or a happy hard day to everyone out there. And every day should be a hard day. We should be compassionate, love, and caring towards each other. My guest today is going to be that special day. Sean Lashley, founder and CEO of 10K Cards and Savage Marketing. But for the entire week, we'll be paying a lot of focus on two things. A, getting clients to get a book from Dawn. And B, getting their card upgraded. Oops, there's a third one. Getting everyone to the Get Access store. So my conversation for the entire week will be leading towards the Get Access store. For more information, guys, go to getaccesstore10k.com. I'll learn more about the event. But I'll tell you guys a little more about it in a few. Back to you, Don. Back to you, Kenyatta.
I will be there. Listen, you guys, that's a great event. It's an awesome opportunity for you to meet all of us, as well as other legendary people doing amazing things on and off the app. And so, for anyone that wants to know who the moderator is, I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am your real estate professional out of the states of Illinois, Florida, and Georgia, as well as your service provider for financing. So if you need your fix and flip loans, your business purpose loans, I'm your gal. And I'm the gal for this room. I am the official lender for the P.I.L.L method. And because of the P.I.L.L method, it doesn't stop there. I'm able to assist my clients on attacking that interest so we can get them in yet another loan. More money, more money. So good morning. And Don, would you please start with an example? Maybe Power of the Penny.
What? You want an example already this morning?
Power of the Penny would be
All
nice.
right. Well, listen, we can go over that, but it's going to take me a minute to bring it up. So, what I'd like to do first is go to this particular example, and we're going to, Kenyatta, did you hear that interest rates are about to go up?
7.5%.
All right, so here's what we're talking about. Most people think that we need to have the lowest interest rates possible. All right, the lowest interest rates possible, and because it just stands to reason that if I can get a low interest rate, that means that it's actually going to save me money. All right. And if you go into this with a traditional idea, so we're going to go put a $350,000 mortgage in here. Okay. We're going to put 350. We're going to put it at 3%. Okay. We're going to put it at 3%. And we're going to take a look at how the language in which all of this is done. And folks, listen, start pinging your people in. Kenyatta, will you please tell the folks how they can see what we're putting on the screen right now?
With pleasure. Go to i10klive.com on your laptop, desktop, or a tablet, perhaps a secondary phone, while you're still on Clubhouse. And what you want to do is pick between Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube to see these examples. And trust me, you want to share this information. Go ahead, Don, let them know.
All right, so here's what we got, folks. We've got $350,000 at 3% for 30 years. And here is how this thing is sold. When you hear these numbers, it's they're talking about having a loan for 30 years. Okay. So the interest cost, excuse me, the interest, boy, got something caught in my throat. The interest cost on this loan is $181,219.60. $181,219. So the question would be, is this number 3% of this number? Is this the 181,000 3% of the 350? The answer is no. The answer is no. It is actually 51% of that number. So already we're being charged a lot of money in interest that we'll have to pay over 30 years. But guess what, folks? Do you know that the average mortgage should be paid off in 7 to 9 years, not 30 years to never? And why do I say 30 years to never? Because 9 out of 10 people 9 out of 10 people that ever had a mortgage never paid it off. You just count. I don't care how old you are right now. Think about it. The number of people that that ever had a mortgage, how many of them actually paid it off? It's going to be right around 10% of the people you actually know. That's it. National average. Okay. So here's what we're talking about. So that's all the numbers that we're talking about is over 30 years. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this tab, and we're going to now change this to 4%. All right. Change the payment, and we're going to compare the two. We're going to compare them. All right. Now, the total interest paid is 251,000 as opposed to 181,000. And you say, well, Don, why would I want to do that? Remember, it's over 30 years. Now the payment is 1607. I'm sorry, $1,670, $1,670.95 for the 4% loan, and for the 3% loan is $1,475.61. So then, why isn't the 3% loan better than the 4% loan? Here's why. Because you get a loan for one reason. I want to be able to pay it back. I want to be able to pay it back. So as we get ready to pay the loan back, what we want to do is pay it back in the way that it makes sense. So we don't want to just pay the loan off, folks. You have an interest component here, which means there's going to be an extra charge for paying back the money. When you borrow $350,000, there's not much you can do about that. But there's a whole lot you can do about how much you pay to manage the $350,000. So you want to put yourself in a position so that you can save the most amount of money you can with the funds you have available. How about that? Okay, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to break this down I'm just going to use line 1 and line 2 to help us on the amortization schedule to help us to understand what's going on with this loan. So we have a 4% loan here. Okay. And we're taking a look at payment number 1 and payment number 2. Okay. So payment number 1 on the 4% loan, $504.28 goes to principal. Now it's still a $350,000 loan, any way you look at it. And here's the interest cost, $1,166.67. That's so when we do this loan, we're going to subtract $504.28 from what we owe. We're left with this. All right, get this off my screen. All right, we're left with $349,495.72. That's how much we owe. The bank uses this number to figure out how much interest we pay on the very next line. So it drops down to $1,164.99, and the difference goes over to the principal. So your payment is always the same. Your mortgage payment is always the same. It's just a different configuration each and every time, but it always adds up to the same. It's a little more that goes to principal, a little less to interest. A little more to principal, a little less to interest. That tells it, but the payment remains the same. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to find out what happens when we can control the interest cost, not the interest rate. We're going to control the interest cost on this loan. So if I make this payment here, all right, and Kurt, are you in the building, my brother? Kurt Nugent, I need you to help me out here. I can't hear you if you're talking. All right, maybe you can't talk right now. That's okay. All right, so here's what we're talking about. So we've got $350,000 each way. So $504.28 goes to principal. Look, if this is January's payment, look at February's payment. All right. How much are we going to pay in principal in February when February rolls around? We're going to pay $505.96. Give this money to the bank, $1,164.99. But here's my question. If we make our payment in January, do we have to wait till February to give the bank this $505.96? The answer is no. If you had this money, you can actually pay it in January as well if you had it. If you did, look what happens. You're paid down because all of this money goes to principal. You're paid down to line 2 in January, which means your next mortgage payment for February is actually on line 3 of the schedule. There you go. Look at that. Okay, line 3 of the schedule. And what happened to the interest on this line? It is completely and utterly canceled. You just canceled $1,164.99 in interest you never have to pay because you prepaid $505.96. So payment number one is now touching payment number three, and we got rid of payment number two for only $505.96. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what good news is that? Now, why is this important? Watch what I just did here. Remember, what do we have to do to get rid of payment number two? At 4%, give the bank $505.96 up front. Watch the same loan at 3% interest. We're going to scroll down. What do I have to do? Look at payment number one. Look at payment number two. What do I have to do now to get rid of a payment here? We've got to give the bank $602.11 to get rid of payment number two. All right. But Don, do you see look at the interest of $1,164.99? Listen, folks, interest costs I skip. Now, here's a clip for you. Interest costs I skip don't matter. The ones I skip don't matter. All right. Let me give you an example of that. So let's say you have a credit card that is 27%. Oh my goodness. 27%, maybe even 30%. I've seen it as high as 32%. Credit card interest as high as 32%. So you charge something on that card, all right, but you pay it off before the due date. Okay, so they you charge it and they say, okay, now your due date is here, all right, and you owe us this much money. But if you pay off that card before the due date, do you owe the interest, Miss? Let's see, Miss YCEO. Do you are you in the building? All right, listen.
Yes, I'm here. I was on a system
Oh,
recording. Yes.
that's okay. That's okay. Let me go to Credit Goddess because she's here. Credit Goddess, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. We're going to give you an introduction right after this. But are you in the building, Credit Goddess? All right, she's busy. But so YCO, if I pay that loan, if I pay that credit card off before the due date, do I owe the interest?
No,
So does it matter if it's 32% or 50% or even 100%?
it doesn't matter if you got your credit card from a shark out there in these streets. If you pay it in advance, he can't come, he can't send his person after to come and get you.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, folks. So interest costs you skip don't matter. All right, all right. So listen, folks, we just showed you that when interest rates start to rise, the principal payments go down, and we can knock out more payments with our money if we're prepaying. Oh my goodness. Listen, I want to thank you for this first example. So I want to talk to you, Miss Kenyatta. Would you please introduce Mr. Jared Albritton and throw over the moderator to him? He should be ready to go, and we're going to get the rest of the moderator introductions all done. Miss Kenyatta, thank you so very much. Go ahead and take and do your thing.
Okay, everyone. So this gentleman, I cannot say enough about. He does a myriad of things, and I am so amazed because I don't know how he does it all. He is the liaison and the bridge to helping people find very valuable connections for jobs with tech. He is well versed in the metaverse. He is a part of the Get Access tour, and I can't do him any justice. So Jared, if you there, go ahead and let the people know all the 100 jobs that you hold.
How about that?
In addition to rubbing elbows with celebrities at the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be on your Instagram page stalking you to see what you did last
He's everywhere at the same time. He's like, go ahead, Jerry. Let the people know.
Wow, no, I appreciate that introduction. But yeah, I'm just a black man doing what I can to help other people that look like us get in the tech space. So definitely check out my replays. Check out my 10K card, jared10k.com. And I'm just excited to support this room. And I'm trying to bring up the two people that raised their hand, Flawless Legacy and Soul Child. So If you see that invitation, go ahead and accept it because we would love to have you on stage to interact with us. And also want to thank the 5 people that have shared this room. If you'd like to share this room to your network, please go to that number 5 in the lower left-hand corner, click it, and throw some emojis, and let's go ahead and share, sorry, I'm hearing myself, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, see that number rise by sharing it to the room, to your hallway. So back to you, Kenyatta.
Okay, Coffee Brown, were you able to introduce yourself, my love?
She's probably in class, teaching class.
Okay, Jared, were you saying anything? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, just passing back to you. So, yeah, just shared the room. Now it's number 6. Please, everybody, share this room. We want more people to understand interest cost versus interest rate so we can have more generational wealth within our community. So please, sharing is caring. Back to you, Kenyatta.
Okay. So I see a lot of people that support our room and that are members. Thank you, Jonathan, Veronica, Ra, Faith, Patrice, and Maurice. And as well as Soul, I'm gonna go ahead and invite you up so you can ask your question. Okay. And Alex, I'm inviting you up so you can ask your question. And welcome to Clubhouse, Shaylin. Okay, so until we get someone on stage, Don, can you tell the people about your book?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely, folks. Here's what we're talking about. The basics of what you're getting with the pill method, all right? And if you're seeing this on screen, all right, you want to go to ice10klive.com, ice10klive.com. Take a look at the book, all right? And there's a button that says get the pill method book. Once you get the book, you're going to understand the basics of interest cancellation, what the banks have been doing to us for the last 88 years. You'd realize that this is the 88th anniversary of the 30-year loan. Not many people know that. We've only been doing this thing for 88 years, and virtually no one understands how it works. I've been asking this question for 16 years. How many people actually understand how an amortization schedule works and how to defeat it? Oh my gosh. If we knew how to read this thing, we could cut our interest costs tremendously. But when we plug an opportunity cost calculator into it, we can narrow this thing down so that we can know exactly how much money to save. Then out of that savings account, how much money should we take out of that savings account? Which month to take it out? Which and then which month to apply it, to apply that money, how much money to take out, what month to apply it in, what day of the month to apply it on, and which loan to attack so that you can save the most amount of money per dollar applied. Now, here's the thing, folks. If you want to get out of debt, do you want to save some interest, or do you want to save the maximum amount of interest that is possible for you? Can I give you a quick example of what I'm talking about here? Here's what I mean. I had a client who was on the program, and they were used to paying off their credit cards every single month. But our program, our computer program, was having them to ignore the $1,200 they owe on their credit card at 12%. Their mortgage was at 4%. They said, oh my goodness, we've never carried a balance of $1,200 on our credit card. We always pay it off. Okay, so now here's what we're talking about. So if they pay that off, then they would feel better. Okay, so they called me and says, Don, there's something wrong with the program. We've got $1,200 here. On the credit card, the program is having us to ignore it to carry that balance forward to the next month. So we'll have to pay interest. And I said, Oh, well, let's take a look at it. Let's do a little math. Did you realize, I asked my clients, did you realize that 12% um, APR, 12% a year really means 1% a month? What? Yeah, it's 1% a month. You add it up, it becomes 12% for the year. I said, well, we didn't realize that. I said, okay, so you're being charged 1% of $1,200. So here's my thing. If you pay it off this month, how much money are you saving if you pay off that loan today? So listen, I'm going to put something else up on the screen. We need to put this on the screen, this 4% loan. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put the 4% loan on the screen. All right. And there we go. All right. So we're going to put the 4% loan on the screen and we'll take a look at that. There we go. Yep. Nope. That's the 3%. There's the 4%. Okay. So now we're looking at this, and I told him, I said, listen, if you pay that 12%, if you pay that 12% credit card off and you owe $1,200, how much would you save? They did the math and says, we would save $12. Is that all? It was going to only cost us $12. We were freaking out because it said 12, it said 12%, but we were freaking out about $12 because we're only going to be charged 1% that month on what we owe. They didn't realize that before. So they pay it off. They're going to save $12 in interest. And I pointed out that if this is your mortgage here and you pay off and you put $1,200, here's cumulative principal. All right. Here's 1,000. Here's 1,500 here. So if you put $1,200 down, you're going to save in excess of $2,000 in interest you will not have to pay on your mortgage. So here's what we're trying to say, folks. At the beginning of the show, we talked about that we think anything we do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing we can do to get out of debt, Kenyatta. So if we pay off the 12% credit card, we'll save $12. But if we put that $1,200 on the mortgage, we'll save over $2,000 in interest. So here's my question. Is it true that anything you do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing you can do to get out of debt?
No, teacher, no.
No, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. So, folks, here's what we need to do. We need to start doing math. This is what our computer program does, is that it does all of the math for you and lets you know when to do and what to do, how much to pay, what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on. Listen, there's so much going on here that we miss the boat. This is why we'll never pay off our loans. Number one, even if we're trying, we're paying the wrong amount on the wrong loan in the wrong month on the wrong day of the month. And we end up paying way more interest than we need to. So the more interest you pay, the longer you stay in debt. Okay? The less interest you pay, you get out of debt faster. So it's not about how much you borrow, folks. It's about how much interest you pay. So let's find out the best way to save that interest. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? So let's go ahead and see. Oh man, we've got some people who are saying happy Valentine's to us for us online. Right now we have 10 people online. We have how many people we have? We've got 57 people here at Clubhouse. So folks, listen, go ahead, hit those two arrows at the bottom left, and we've got 13 people who have shared this room. Listen, if you've never heard that before, if you never heard that story, that kind of thing before, if you thought that you had to pay off your 12% credit card to save money and found out that no one has ever pointed out to you that you are only saving a tiny interest cost by doing that, and you could have leveraged that money to save $1,000 or $2,000 on your mortgage, even though it was 4%. Oh my goodness. We need to start looking at our money in a different way. What do you say, Kenyatta?
I believe that you
Uh-oh, somebody's
and in the time. For those who just joined us, I would like to invite you to see these examples at i10klive.com. And you can choose between Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube on what Don is actually breaking down. Don is on a mission with the P.I.L.L method to make sure that everyone understands what the bank does not want us to know, whether it be your mortgage, student loans, car payments, credit card payments. You can do this, you guys. And we have managed to help a lot of people on the front end of mortgages save a lot of money because they had a strategy. We had a lot of people divert catastrophes right here on this very stage. And so usually what happens is everybody want to bombard the stage at the end. We are asking that you be proactive about your situation and come on stage now so that we can get to your specific needs. Go ahead, Don.
Okay, we have a couple of more moderators that have come into the room, and we have a question. So, moderators, we're going to get to you. But Veronica, how are you doing this morning? Miss Veronica going once, Miss Veronica going twice. Are you there? Veronica Love.
Good morning. I'm here.
Good morning. Good
How are
morning.
you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Love Day to everyone on the call
All
in
right.
the room.
All
I
right.
am doing phenomenal today.
All right. Do you have a question, or did you want to add some value?
I do not have a question. Again, I'm very excited about the P.I.L.L method. My background is in high-tech recruiting, but I have gotten into real estate investing as well, and can't wait to use the P.I.L.L method to help me pay down the properties that I'll be purchasing. So I'm just here to learn as usual.
Or listen, so you do work that's similar to Jared's with your high-tech recruiting. Tell us a little bit about that, because there might be somebody out in the audience that may need your services. Please.
Yes. So I own an IT recruiting firm. I've been in recruiting for 20 plus years. I've worked for companies like BP in oil and gas, AMD, which is a high-tech company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, which does consulting and accounting finance. And the majority of my clients I'm looking for high-level CIOs, CISOs. I do security. As well as network and infrastructure, so network engineers, systems engineers as well, and people who are involved in program and project management primarily. But I have clients all over the U.S. that are usually smaller to mid-sized companies.
Wow. So folks, if you're in tech or want to get in tech, let's see how we can make this happen. So hit her up on the back channel. Let's see how we can get that done. All right, folks, listen, I've got 10K cards in the house. All right, with he is Sean 10K is the official digital business card provider in the P.I.L.L Method Club. No other digital business card is allowed in here. I mean, so if you've got something that, like, what, I don't know, the linked plant or link leaf, well, I don't know what they call that thing, but anyway, if you got
boy, Don, it's okay. I understand the pain and the frustration. At the end of the day, Don, here's what we say. 10K Cards is focusing on helping his clients to win.
Yes.
We want to make sure the clients are winning. We want to make sure the clients are positioned for success. And that's what we do here at 10K Cards. The main emphasis, because I'm going to lose signal in like 30 seconds, the main emphasis is the one to focus on. I'm done. Winner, success follow clues. Clues comes after success, sorry. And if someone is using the P.I.L.L method, it means that they want to make their financial situation better. And every time someone gets a copy of the book, the reason you provide them with a card is because after you become better, you have to show the world that you have become better. And that's what a 10K card will do for you. So we're going to put all your contact points in one place, guys. So instead of sending the email separately, selling your social media separately, sending your website separately. Yep, that's my 1 year old. See you in the back there. So what you want to do is you want to put everything all in one place, guys, and that is your 10K card. With that said, Don, back to you.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, I hear you got the little CEO back there, running the show. But listen, I want you to be. I want to talk about the book that I was blessed to write. It has been a #1 bestseller on Club on Amazon.
Don, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We have two questions on the stage. I don't know if you want to
Oh,
jump to those.
oh, listen, Jared, come on, man. Listen, that's
Yeah,
why I have you here, man. Because you listen,
yeah,
Jared.
man.
You keep me,
Yeah, yeah.
you keep me on track, my brother. Let's do the thing that we were signed up to do.
All right, perfect. So Danita and Faith, thank you so much for coming on the stage. Danita, please let us know what your question is.
Good morning again. Y'all know I'm on my bus, so but anyway, and I got Bluetooth speakers on. But anyway, okay, I called my car lot and they said that they don't do the principal pay, extra principal pay.
Mhm.
And I'm paying 20%. What should I do now? And I'm going back on mute to listen.
Okay, Miss Danita, I didn't quite understand the question.
I said, I called my car lot
Yes.
and they said that they don't take extra principal payments.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering, is that legal? And secondly, I'm paying 20%. So should I refinance or stay at the 20%?
Okay, #1. Here's what the first question I would ask. All right, how much do you owe right now on the car?
12.
12,000. So ask them, if I showed up with a check for $12,000, are you telling me you would tell me to take my $12,000 back home and keep making monthly payments? Is that what you're saying? Ask them that.
I will.
Okay. And if they say no, we would accept your $12,000. So that means they do accept prepayments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
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 So what you're getting into is you're talking to somebody who unfortunately works at a place that never taught them how lending actually works. Oftentimes we accept the word no from people who are not authorized to tell us yes. And only because they believe what they're saying is true. So I'm not saying that they're trying to do anything wrong. I'm just saying that there are people that don't understand how this lending thing works. People who spend just 2 hours in this room, all right? 2 hours in this room, or 2 hours watching the replay on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, or whatever, or LinkedIn. Listen, those 2 hours, they're going to learn more about how a loan actually works than their real estate agent, the mortgage professional that sold them the mortgage, their CPA that does their taxes, and they're going to know more about their financial planner that's helping them to save money for the future when it comes to how a loan actually works, because it's not taught at any level of financial education. So Danita, that's the first thing we need to do. Okay. Now there are some loans that actually is stated in the contract. You cannot prepay this loan. Okay. So you need to pull out your contract, #1, and go over that contract and see if it's stated in your contract that you cannot prepay the loan. Okay. And then and where it says in your contract that you can prepay the loan, meaning you can pay it off early. You can pay it off early in big chunks, pay it all off, or pay it off early in small chunks by adding a little bit extra. All right. So some of these places don't have the computing power to redo your amortization schedule, and which means they would have to do a lot of things manually. But let's take a look at your contract first. Bring that back to me, but ask them that one question, and then bring that back to the stage, and then you can hit us up even on call my office, and you can take it off But you can bring it back here and let's talk about that. But I tell you what, here's what I know. For the last 16, 17 years I've been doing this, there's not a car loan that I've run into that you could not prepay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yes, of course. You know, I'm gonna come put up a fight.
Oh well,
But
listen, because the reason why we can't put up a fight is because we think that the people that we're talking to are knowledgeable about that issue, and it's a common misperception. You know what? Listen. I've never driven a school bus, but I'm sure there are a lot of rules, and if there's some training that I need to do. So if I told you, Miss Danita, I want to drive a school bus tomorrow. All right, I want to be qualified to drive a school bus tomorrow. What would you tell me?
you have to apply, and then you have to get your CDL first.
Okay. So there's qualifications. So there's something I need to know to drive a school bus. I just can't go and drive a school bus tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Tina, there are people that are working at this place that have no idea how a loan works. Just like I have no idea what it takes to drive a school bus. Do you blame me for not knowing how to drive us? I don't know anything about a school bus. Do you blame me for that?
I do not. I do not.
Then we can't blame those folks for not knowing how a loan works because nobody ever taught them.
Well, I'm finna address them now.
Come on, sister.
Okay. So, but should I keep it at the 20% or try to fight to refinance the car? Because I'm applying for the house today.
Right. So here's what you want to do. Now you're talking about what can we do to if we should stay in the loan or should we refinance the loan? The answer to that is I don't know. We have to run the numbers both ways because when it comes down to it, Miss Danita, what you want to figure out is what is it going to cost me to manage this loan? If I stay where I am and if I attack it the way the P.I.L.L method says to attack it at 20%, can I actually save money at that 20% level if I attack it like the P.I.L.L method says? Or would I save money if I refinance it? I don't know. I have to run
Love y'all. Have a good day.
I have to run the numbers both ways. Okay. Doing math is the only way to figure this out. We've got into a habit in the United States that when it comes to loans, we want to take a silver bullet. We want to take a pill that just says do this one thing or maybe two things to handle this. Well, the P.I.L.L method lets you know that it is way more complicated than that. That's why it is called a method. Okay. It is not called the P.I.L.L strategy where you just do this one thing. It's called a method. So when you get a method going, you're going to figure out that the method is there are a lot of variables that we need to consider when it comes to lending. So when we take a look at all the variables considered, how much money you make, what is the car payment, how long you've been in it already, how many payments have you already made, we have to take a look at all of that to give you a good answer. So if you'll just go to ice10klive.com, contact us there and put in your get the save and click on get a savings and earnings report. We will be able to go over your information with you and then tell you the month, day, and year you could be debt free. And we can also, with that consultation, you'll be able to ask some of the questions that you're asking here now. What would be the best way to handle this car loan? Refinance it or keep it right where it is and attack it the P.I.L.L method way? How's that sound?
Absolutely great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Listen, and
but I'm going to go apply for that house today.
All right, listen, go apply for that house today. And listen, make sure we find out about all of that up front. Did you realize setting up the loan for the house is more than half the battle? So we don't want to find out here at the P.I.L.L method office. We don't want to find out what happened after you get the loan. Let us help you through the process of actually understanding the loan, which loan to get, how the loan should be configured to benefit you and your family. We can help you with that as well.
Thank you so much. And I already bought your book. I'm just waiting on it.
Ooh, my goodness. Ooh, my
I
goodness.
bought it when I talked to you that day.
All right. So if you
I got
bought the book, that means you're entitled to get a 10K card that goes along with it.
okay.
All right,
I
Miss.
kind of heard y'all just briefly talking about it, so I don't know.
All right, Miss Kenyatta, would you please tell Miss Danita how she can get her 10K card?
Okay, Danita, and anyone else that should probably buy this book like at the same time as Danita, what you want to do is go to ice10klive.com and click the second link on your left that says I'm ready. You want to upload your screenshot receipt right there, and you want to build out your 10K card with your social media handles, your email address, your phone number. Let us know where you want to receive it in an hour or less. You will receive your very own digital 10K card valued at $100.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. I'm getting a message here. I got a message. Wait a minute. Let me take a look at this message I have. Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, this 10K guy, Sean Lashley. Sean, do you have a message for us? Because I got this message, but I don't want to say it. I want you to tell. I want you to tell what you just sent me. Please. 10K cards. Come on.
Don, taking away interest cancellation is one thing, and you do that very well. Stop taking away the element of surprise that we're trying to give to Danita. Danita, we're trying to get the card ready, but Don is accustomed to exposing so much that he doesn't realize that a surprise is actually a good thing. He's treating a surprise like it's an interest being put on your stuff. So Danita, the team is already working on the card for you, Queen. It will be ready in less than a half an hour. So in less than a half an hour, check out your back channel. John, thank you so much. I appreciate you, but I don't appreciate what you just did, okay? Now Danita is not going to be surprised. She will be expecting it. Back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Sean, tell us why is the 10K card so important? Why is it so important?
I mean, Don, to your point, man, since you've been using a product, you've been using it every day while you're on and off the app because it makes it so simple for clients to actually go to one central point and get everything they're looking for. On your card, they can get a copy of the book. They can fill in their savings and earnings report. They can redeem their prepaid digital card. Also, they can even find information about the Get Access store. And one thing that we discovered, because there's a beautiful young lady in the audience that bought her ticket, but she wanted information on the event. Guess what, guys? When you have the Get Access Store 10K.com, when you have that card on your phone, it will always produce a real-time update. So if anyone in the audience or on stage want to find out more information about the Get Access Store, go to Get Access Store 10K.com. That is Get Access Store 10K.com or GAT 10K.com. They'll give you all the details of the event. Why am I mentioning this? Because keeping things in a nice, central, organized way is the thing to do. And as you update the events, as you update the information, everyone receive real-time information. Don, can you imagine if whenever you change your phone number, you have to scratch your phone number off of a business card and give it to someone? You change the address, you have to scratch the old address off of the paper business card. We didn't invent the digital business card. We just made it better. Back to you, Don.
Well, listen, I've got that on the screen right now. I want everybody to see how valuable this is, even if you don't have a business. But if you just wanted to get some information out about your organization to everyone and have everything in one place, okay? So right here, I'm looking at on Get Access to GAT. I just put in GAT 10K.com, and on the screen, I'm hoping that everybody can see this. All right. So what we've got on the screen here, go back. Sorry.
They can see it.
Okay, they can see it. Okay, good. All right, so we have get your tickets or reserve a table. Get access to it on Instagram. Subscribe to your YouTube channel. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook. All right, here is the information on the hotel. It's right there that where we're going to be. Get access to us on Clubhouse. Boom, LinkedIn. Get your ticket now at Eventbrite. It is all on the Get Access Tour 10K card. And everybody, and I've just been told that everybody who purchases a ticket will from now on get this card and they will know instantly when there's an update. Now, listen, the reason why Sean mentioned
Generously sponsored by Don10K.com. Don't have to put that in.
come on now. All right. So listen, folks. I didn't want to talk about that, but here's what I want to do. Here's what I do want to talk about. Sean talks about what if there's a change? Okay. There's a change in a phone number. There's a change in something. All right. We would have to then send something out to everybody. But when everybody has this card, we change it once and it's changed for everyone. Every time you log on to this, all right, you're going to see if there are any changes on this on the information that you need, and it's updated instantly for everyone. We don't have to call. You don't have to call to see if there's any changes. You don't have to do anything. It's right on your 10K card that we send you when you get your ticket from now on. Listen, folks, and Sean is right. We here at the P.I.L.L Method, we're making sure that we put this out here for you. You're going to get this. You're going to get this card paid for by the P.I.L.L Method, and I'm just happy to be able to do that. And working with in collaboration, P.I.L.L Method and 10K Cards has a strong collaboration, and I am so thankful to be able to do that. So, Jared, do we have is Miss Danita complete? And then can we go to a different question?
Yeah, to my knowledge, I believe it is complete.
I'm done.
So
I'm done. Yes.
all right, perfect. So we got Face and we got Patrice on the stage, and we still have room for more questions. So if you want to ask a question, raise your hand and come on stage before time runs out. We end the room in about 57 minutes. So Face, thank you so much for coming to the stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm actually here to add some value through Don's and actually Sean's 10K card. As you know, everyone is trying to level up 2022, especially us as Black entrepreneurs and trying to come to new horizons. So I realized something that can be very helpful to a lot of people, and I want to just give you guys a little gem about using the P.I.L.L method. It also can help you create a business, and I think we should look at things a little differently when we come to looking at our finances, pretty much. Now, if you are doing the right things with your credit and you're using the P.I.L.L method and these type of things and this type of nature, you can actually turn yourself into a business. And what I mean is instead of being a regular individual building regular credit, that's fine, because you want to be someone successful and at that point as just a regular individual. But if you turn yourself into a business, just you as a person, you could turn yourself into a business and you can leverage your credit even more by being a business. And I just wanted to add that to this stage, and thank you guys for having me. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Face, thank you so very much for that. So, folks, just to add on to what he's talking about is that let's just say that you have some aspirations to make more money for your family. Getting control of your finances is going to be the very first thing that you need to do, and the P.I.L.L method will help you to do that. It also to help you to save your interest cost in doing that. And if you're looking to level up and to do your work, your regular 9 to 5, but what are you doing from 5 to 9? 9 to 5. So Kurt Nugent.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you've gone from working a 9 to 5, and then you started working a 5 to 9. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing now? So talk to us about working a 9 to 5 and then transitioning. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. I'm full time doing my own business now, and it is probably the best decision of my life. That is a long story. I'm trying to figure out a way to abbreviate it, but I mean, essentially, just to share what is relevant to what's being talked about.
To abbreviate it, we'll put it on your 10K card.
Put it on the 10K. Yeah, no, but to just kind of tap into what Face and Don was sharing. Yeah, you definitely need to get your finances in order. There are months where you know you have a feast, and there are months where you have a famine. You want to make sure that that is a little regulated. But the truth of the matter is, in business, you can't. It's not like working a regular job. So understanding your finances, understanding what you need to pay, what you need to cover, what your numbers are. My wife and I have a number in our head, and we're both working towards the same number. And sometimes we both reach that number for the month, which means we have an entire salary sitting off to the side. And those are the types of things that you begin to think through when you get your finances in order. And the pill method has been a major part of that for us. So yeah, I wanted to share that. I hope that's helpful to somebody else that's out there. If you're on your journey, if you're doing the both piece, because there's a piece of the journey where you're doing both. You're working the 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9, and if you're doing both of those pieces, you want to, even at this stage, begin to be thinking about how can I sustain my lifestyle by working outside, or sorry, by working for myself. So yeah.
Hey, all right, man. All right. Jared, listen, man, back to you. Who else do we have out here? Oh,
I, s-
Jared.
I see
Jared, are you there?
I see Patrice.
All
I
right.
don't I don't know if Jared's
All right. Listen.
Hello.
Patrice, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing better. How are
Well,
you?
uh-oh, you're doing better. Is there a story to that? Okay, when you laugh like that, that means yes, but I don't want to tell you. So tell what do you have for us this morning? Do you have a question for us this morning?
Yeah, I have a question, and then I was just going to follow up on the Get Access tour. We had been chatting about it.
Yes.
I think one of the, and I keep missing what you're saying. I've been in and out of the room trying to get started for my work day.
Yes.
Um, so what happened with mine is that the Eventbrite only shared Miami info. And
Mm.
then I didn't see any links for the 10K room, 10K card.
Mhm.
I actually learned about the Get Access tour completely outside of this room. So that's
Mm.
like a great thing. I heard it kind of through the grapevine.
Mhm.
So I wasn't familiar with the 10K cards to the degree that you guys have been discussing it today. And unfortunately, the links just referred back to the Get Access tour info, and I didn't see anything for the 10K card. So I'm pretty appreciative you got all that straight for me today. But that's pretty much what happened. After I bought the ticket, I couldn't find any info, so I got a little panicky there.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we don't.
Patrice, never a need to panic in the house of ice or the house of 10K.
Okay.
If you look in your back channel as well, Queen, we also
Yep,
send you a
you got me
complimentary
straight.
10K card, because anytime anything go wrong in our world, we look at this as an opportunity to serve. So I just want to say publicly thank you for giving us a chance to serve you. And also, we'll make sure that everything you're looking to get out of this event, you absolutely will get. Okay, Queen?
Thank you. I appreciate that. You did come
You.
highly recommended. So that's, and it wasn't from the room. It wasn't from the room. It was just somebody that's not even I guess they say a sponsor and speaker. So it was pretty cool.
Wow, thank you so much, Queen. We will not disappoint. We will continue to serve. Don, back to you, brother.
Miss Patrice, thank you so much for the opportunity. Here's what we're talking about. When we're doing business, I can tell you right now that service is key to whatever it is that we're doing. First, we serve. All right. Before we do anything else, we want to make sure that everyone is getting more value than they could ever spend in money. So when we heard that you had so a little difficulty, all right, even before the workday started, we started working on this so that by the time that you got into your workday, the problem was solved. That's how we do things here in Pill Method. That's how we do things. That's how they do things at 10K Cards. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you for taking care of it. I did have a question though.
Go right ahead.
Relationship to what we've been discussing. So I work in IT. We started doing real estate as a diversification, and I've probably told that story before. One question I have is, when do you determine if we're trying to do interest cancellation and clear up debt? We have the amortization schedule and calculator tools that we can use. But when do you decide that cash is king and just allowing it to be your cash purchase? Or is it really about being able to diversify your funds when it comes to like real estate investing and doing cash out refinances and things of that nature.
I am so glad you asked that question because cash is not king.
Okay.
Cash is not king. A wise use of somebody else's money. All right. And do you know
Mhm.
how I know that, Miss Patrice?
How?
Because success leaves footprints.
Okay.
Okay. And so let me talk about somebody who knows that cash is not king. So I don't know where you live. So I'm gonna go out in faith here. Downtown. Who has what businesses have the tallest or largest buildings downtown where you live?
Here there would be Reynolds America, so a tobacco company.
Tobacco company. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Cause see, I don't know where you live. But that and they're downtown.
Yeah, it's just a small area, so they run everything here.
Okay. So what's the second largest buildings?
Mm,
Would they be your banks?
oh yeah, I'm sorry, Wachovia. Yeah, our
Okay.
banks. Well, Wells Fargo now. I
Okay.
still call it Wachovia. Yep.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So here's the thing. Let's take a page out of the bank's book. All right. So did you realize that your bank is the biggest borrower in town?
No, I didn't really, but I know they borrow from our money that we put in there.
Ah, so when we give them our money, did you realize that in the paperwork? Now, I've opened up several bank accounts in my life. Do you know I've never read all the paperwork? Have you?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I've never read all the paperwork. But in that paperwork, they're actually saying that they're borrowing our money.
Okay.
All right. And then when
Hmm.
you come to get it, we'll pay it back to you and we'll pay you some interest.
Hmm.
All right. So they're borrowing our money. All right. And then what are they doing with the money they borrow from us?
I would assume lending it out in loans and home loans or
Hmm.
business loans or whatever it may be, car loans, things of that nature.
So they're making big money with that money.
Hmm.
And how much are they paying us for the use of our money to make that big money?
Without a interest bearing checking account, nothing most times.
Okay. All right. So
And that's usually next to nothing too.
do you see where I'm going with this? If
Hmm.
cash were king, they'd be using their own.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Okay. That was a good way to put it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cash is not king. Borrowing, the leveraging somebody else's money wisely is the way to get this thing done. All right. And so what we want to do is kind of switch that thing around. If they can do that, can we borrow their money, get a big old benefit for using their money, and then pay them pennies on the dollar for the use of their money? Can we switch that thing around?
Gotcha. I think it's paying them back the pennies on the dollar that sometimes doesn't happen. But that's what I've been learning in the rooms, though.
Come on,
But
that's
yeah, that
that's
makes sense now.
that's what we want to do. We want to be able to manage how much we actually pay them for the use of their money. Now, they've got an idea. They want you to pay them back how much they want to be paid. All right?
Mhm.
But that's only an ask. It's not a demand. Did you know that?
Yep.
All right. So if they're asking, that means we could say, no, we don't want to pay that. We want to pay 2/3 less. And we can do that. That's what we're talking about, Miss Patrice. So listen, thank you for bringing that to the stage. I just love just getting this information out. It's just it's cathartic for me. It's like the Bible says, fire shut up in my bones. So you give me an opportunity to get this information out there so people can know the truth. And you know what the Bible says about the truth? The truth will do what? Come on, folks. Anybody?
Set you free.
Set you free. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because the Bible also says that the borrower is slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. So if you
That
want,
is so true. So that is why I kind of, and I'm glad you made that point.
come
I
on.
get everything you're saying,
Hmm.
but there is a certain part where you're learning not to create debt, right? So if you and your money doesn't work for you if it's just sitting in savings. So
Hmm.
my brain went to if I'm using cash for investments and I'm using it properly. But then I got the flip side of that is no, you shouldn't be using your own money. But now I'm the way you just said it from the Bible, I'm enslaved back to the bank. I'm no longer have the freedom and flexibility. So that's where I've been trying to understand the
Okay, so
balance.
here's the balance. Here's the balance. Okay, so I've got on my screen now. I'm putting that up on the screen now. Here is the opportunity cost calculator that we're putting on the screen. This is what's going to help you to get the balance that you're looking for. And we're going to go through this. Are you able to see our live stream right now?
I can get to an area where I can see it.
Okay, good. So let's get it on your computer or your iPad or your tablet or whatever it is that you're looking at, and we're going to go through here. I'm going to be resetting our account. Now we're going to talk about John and Rebecca Jones. Now John and Rebecca Jones is a real couple. They back in 2004, 2005 when we were getting this thing developed, they were one of the people who were helping us with the beta testing of the program. And so they allowed us to use their names, John and Rebecca Jones, a real couple. and this and w- we are taking some pages out of their book to show you what can go on in a typical household with this with debt and how to pay it back. All right. So let's go over this right now. So listen, chime in anytime, Miss Patrice. Interrupt me and tell me when you can see what's going on. Can we do that?
Yes, I'm there.
All right. You can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're talking about. What you're looking at now is the action plan. Now, in the action plan is what happens with most people. What most people do not do, even accountants. Okay. Accountants do it for other people. A lot of accountants don't do it for themselves, and that's called run a budget. Okay. Now, a budget is not restrictive. When we hear the word budget, that means it's sometimes it's tantamount to the word can't. But how we use budget, it means let's go ahead and just track how much you're spending. We just need to track it. Okay. Would that be okay just to track how much you spend on food, track how much you spend on electricity or gasoline or your mortgage or, clothing or anything else, vacations? We just want to track how much we're spending. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So this is what we do here. We're tracking how much we're spending. So John, and how much we're making. So the green numbers are their income. We're starting in the month of December here. So and then here is the mortgage payment. So we're tracking that. Here is the average amount for the utilities. Here's a paycheck for Rebecca. All right. So we're tracking the income and the expenses for the month of December, including this money here, $1,300 every single month. And in this number, Miss Patrice, is what we call fun money for the family. We put in fun money as something that goes into the budget first, not last. How much are we spending to make memories with the family? How much are we spending on some fun every single month? Let's put that into the budget, and then we'll track it and see if we can stay within that framework. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, so now we got all of that in. So that is called the action plan where we're tracking everything. Let's go into here. So now we get to see in the budget tab how much John is making. John makes $950 every 2 weeks. Rebecca is paid weekly, $700. So their average income is 5,000 over here to the left, $5,091.66. Their average monthly expenses. Now we put in the average because the electric bill or the gas bill or how much we spend on food, it's not the same every single month. So we want to track it. But here's the average. The average is $3,760.39. So they have an average left over after all the bills are paid and after they've had their fun, $1,331.28. Now, what happens with most families after they've had their fun and after they paid all their bills, they keep spending. And that's why it feels like paycheck to paycheck. But if we're tracking it and we put in that we want to spend for our family 300, 400, whatever it is, we want to spend this for fun. And you put that in. Do you know what generally happens with the families I work with when they put in X amount of dollars for fun? Do you know what generally happens when we do that?
They usually, if well, used when I try to do it, I felt like I was spending too much money for fun and
Okay.
thought I'd pull back. I don't know if that's the same scenario that you had.
Exactly. They look at that, and for some reason, they don't spend as much.
Mhm. All right.
We spend more when we're told no for a long time, and then we just go on a binge. But when we tell ourselves we can spend this much money per month, most of the time, my families don't even spend that. It's the idea of knowing that you can that makes you feel better. All right. And when you know that you can't, you feel bad. And eventually, on that debt diet, you're going to blow that debt diet up. Okay. So being told you can't, not working. Being told you can, most of the time you're going to spend under that. So they know they have about $1,300 left over every month. This is the money that goes into savings. Now we're going to take a look at the accounts. How much do they owe? We're going to take a look at the first accounts. We're going to take a look at their bank account. In checking, they have about $500 right now, but look at their savings. They have $5,138.89. That's what they have in savings. Now we're going to take a look at their auto loan. They have $25,000 auto loan. It's at 4%. They have $2,000 on their Visa, which is 21%. Most people look at that and start cringing. 21%. Oh my God. Costs us a lot of money. And now we're going to take a look at the mortgage, $200,000 at a whopping 6% interest. Okay. So that's a total of $227,000 that they owe. All right. So now we're going to go back to the action plan and take a look at these windows up above. I hope you can see them. Over on the right side, it says this is our potential interest savings for John and Rebecca Jones. Even before they make their first payments on this loan, the program has already calculated if they follow our program, they're going to save approximately $179,393 in interest they will not have to pay. Wow. $179,000 in interest they won't have to pay. That's where we focus. It's the only program on the planet that focuses on how not to pay the interest, and we're going to figure that out for you up front. Okay? If we have how much interest you are not going to pay, therefore it is the interest that you pay that drags this thing out. And therefore, if they don't pay this interest, they'll be able to pay off their loan. Now, here's what's amazing. The same budget that qualified them for these loans, we're going to use that same budget to pay everything off in 7.7 years. What do you think about that, Ms. Patrice?
That's pretty amazing.
Okay, so here's what we're doing. So we're going to go through the first month here and talk about what's happening. When John gets paid his $950, all he has to do is when he gets paid, he just clicks on the line and tells the program by clicking execute that he got paid. When he gets paid, then he just tells the program that he does, and it is deleted from this month of the program. So this week he got paid. So we're not looking at that anymore. We just check that off the list. But if we go into accounts, so in the program is what we call a virtual checking account. This is not his actual checking account, and it's not linked to this bank. But we are telling the program that we received $950. But if we go into the history, we can see that it started out at $500. We added $950 to his bank account at Wells Fargo. Okay. And then when at Wells Fargo, he has $1,450 in their joint checking account. So our program has to reflect the same amount. Follow so far? Oh,
Yes, I'm following.
all right. So now we're going to, when we tell the program how much they paid on their mortgage, $1,999.10, because we have enough in the checking account to pay the mortgage, we're going to subtract that from the bank account, and we're going to subtract that from the virtual checking account in the program. Again, with the utilities, we're going to do the same thing. And then Rebecca gets paid. So we're going to add back $700. Okay. And then do you see these little arrows on the screen here? This is when the program does all of the math involved and says, you know what? After you you've told us how much you have to spend, but when you start putting this money in, as soon as the program sees extra money on the it would be 12.5 of last year, 12.5. Okay. And they said, okay, checking account. We have $190 in your checking account that you don't need for anything else because you even told us how much money you want to spend on fun. So it says, take that money from checking and put it in your savings account, $100.90. Exactly that amount, no more, no less. Do exactly what the program says. Now, pay the phone bill on the 7th. Rebecca gets paid on the 12th. And then on that same day, we're going to move $588.72 from the joint checking into savings, and we're going to leave it there. Watch what happens here. Now, we don't see any more arrows for the month of December, meaning that we're not putting any extra money on the mortgage. Here's the Visa payment, $50.88. We're not putting any extra on there. We're just making the minimum payment. What? Minimum payment on a credit card? Who does that? The P.I.L.L method. All right. And the minimum payment on the auto loan, $460.41. So now we're just pretending that we just spent all of this money and we clicked off on everything. Now we're down into January. Look at this. We're starting over in January. We're making money and we're paying bills. All right. We have 350 going into savings. We've got 700. We've got another $398. We're paying our bills and we're putting money in. And we call this the macro money. Okay. But again, we're still paying the Visa, the minimum on the Visa, the minimum on the car loan, the minimum on the mortgage. But that's called the macro money. Let's get into the micro money. I want to show you something that's very interesting that somehow has escaped the idea from most programs. Okay. So let's say the utility bill is supposed to be about $200, but instead the utility bill is less than $200. Let's say it's $150. So the program says, well, you plan to spend $200, but you only spent $150. That means you have $50 in money you did not spend on electricity. So what? All right. If we didn't have a budget designed just to take care of fun, we might be tempted to spend that $50 to go out to eat with or something. But since we already have a fun budget, then the program says, I'll tell you what to do with the $50. Let's put that $50 into savings, right? So now we're putting from checking, we would take out $150.90 and put that in savings. And we are going to increase the interest that we're going to save by about $250. If you knew that 50 bucks could save you an additional $250 in interest, and we put it on the screen for you to look at, wouldn't that be valuable to you, Miss Patrice?
Yeah, information. So you know exactly what you could potentially do. So yeah.
Right. And so now one might say, well, Don, are you just going to keep saving that money? When are you going to put it on the debt? Well, we can change these windows to give us different information. We're going to go down here and click on next debt transfer. And when we do, we get to see that even though we're in December, if we follow the program, we could have by February 6th, $3,170 in our savings account to apply to debt. Now, why is that important? Because all of the other programs, especially the guy in Tennessee, all right, says you've got to take money away from the family, all right, and take all of that money and throw it at the debt to get out of debt. Okay, you got to build a large emergency fund, and then you got to take money and take all the money and throw it at the debt indiscriminately. All right, so we're going to do what's called the debt snowball. We're going to pay off the smallest debt first, and then when that's paid off, we're going to take that net money and then add it to the next one, and then to the next one, and eventually you're out of debt. Well, that all works, but I want to tell you, it is highly inefficient. It works, but it's inefficient. Why is it inefficient? Because it doesn't take into account your interest cost, how much interest you're actually paying, and how much interest you're actually saving. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So when we do this, the program is going to tell you take this amount of money to the penny and apply it to the debt. So if we go down into February, I'm going to skip 2 months here, go down into February and take a look. Here is what the program is telling us. Take that money from your savings account, only part of it, and then take that money from your savings account and put it where? Are you seeing where it's telling you to put that, Miss Patrice?
My screen is just slightly behind yours.
Okay, it's catching up.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I see you pointing to the Visa line on the screen at
right.
this time.
So it's telling us to pay off the Visa, and when we
Mhm.
pay off that Visa, then the program's going to do an additional. All right, we're going to do an additional information that says, "Oh, future interest savings $1,736.34. This is how much interest we're saving when we do that. Wouldn't that be good to know?" All
Yep.
right. And then take the rest of that money. So now we were putting minimum payments on the Visa before. All right. But when we have enough money, we're now going to pay it off in just 3 months, pay it all to zero. Boom. Because we saved up the money in savings to do it. The way
Yep.
that we're told to do it is find out how much extra you can put on the Visa and pay it every month, but pay it off over a year or two, and eventually you pay it off. It's faster, but that's just way too slow. Put the money away in savings and then hit it with a hammer and knock it out. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So now we're also coming down here and said, "Oh, our mortgage is due on the first of the month." So John and Rebecca pay their mortgage on the first, but the program says, "Wait 5 days. Come down here to the 6th, and also put $1,166.98 on the mortgage." So this is what you were asking. When do we put the money on the debt and how much? The program does all of that. So when we put on here that we're going to pay $1,166.98, we're not even going to round up the 98 cents. We could easily, from the money that they have in the bank, make this $1,200, but we're not. This is the optimum amount. It's the optimum day. I'm going to go back here and say, why I say the optimum day. All right. So do you see how the mortgage is paid on the first? And most people, if they're going to pay any extra, would just send it in with the bank. They just send it in with their payment on the first. Just send in the extra money on the first. Well, no, the program says here we're going to wait. We're going to wait in February here. We're going to wait until the 6th of the month to put the extra on. Why is that? Because the longer we wait, the more expensive things get. So why wait? Well, they're right. They do get more expensive, but we're waiting because there's a paycheck that comes in here. And the program is reading that paycheck. And because of that paycheck, we can put a little bit extra on that we wouldn't have, but we could put it on here to get some extra savings. So here's what happens. If we wait, it's like taking 2 steps backwards. Okay, we're losing. But by waiting and we're calculating how much money we do, some extra money we may have, is like taking 7 steps forward. So that's a plus 5 steps. The program is constantly doing that in the background, looking at how much money you're spending, look at how much money you're making, look at how much money you're getting. And then when it's all said and done, when it's all put in here, then the program says, this is something you can do with this much money on this day. Now, I'm going to take you through 3 months on the program. We're going to start in December. I'm not going to click off each thing because that would just take too long. I'm just going to select the entire month. So what we're going to be able to do is figure out how much interest we're actually saving in the first 3 months of this program by following the program. So we're going to click on select the entire month. We're going to execute multiple actions, and we're going to do everything in the program all at one time. All right. So we're going to execute the whole month of December. And then by the time we're through at the end of the month and we're getting ready to go into January, look here. We've saved, I know it's lagging a little bit behind for you, but we're going to save, we've actually saved $112 in interest we'll never have to pay already just by following the program. All right. So now we're going to take a look at what we can do for the entire month of January. We're going to select the entire month of January. All right. And then we're going to click execute multiple actions. All right. Pay the bills, get the money in, pay the bills, get the money in. All right. And we're going to execute the entire month of January. Now we're into February. And the program is telling us to put money on the debt. So we're going to now, I'm just going to just do down to here. We're not going to do the entire month. Okay. So we're going to pay all the way down to where we're putting extra money on the Visa, paying that off, extra money on the mortgage, paying that off, paying that down. All right. And we're going to select, we're going to click on execute these actions. All right. And then by putting that money on the Visa, by paying that off and putting that money on the mortgage in 3 months, how much money have we saved in interest when it catches up, Ms. Patrice? I'm going to wait for you so that you can see it and not just hear it.
So the 7,855.
So if you knew that by following a program, that out of all the money that the bank wanted you to pay, by just following this, that you'd have $7,855 in interest you didn't have to pay. But here's what's great about it. You still have $4,699.73 in savings. You're paying off your debt and growing your savings at the same time. While, come on now, while you're going to be out of debt in 7.5 years. And it's just like following like financial GPS. Do this, and you have more savings and you have less debt and you're going to pay less interest and we're going to track it for you.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I just get so excited. All right. So listen, thank you. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I'm all good. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Listen, thank you for bringing that to the stage. Jarrett, what's going on? I see King David down there. Let's even get him up here. But Jarrett, back to you, sir.
All right, King David invited you up. If you can pop up, please do. Even if you can't speak, we'd love people just to know that you do a lot of great rooms and you add a lot of value. But that being said, we have time for some more questions. I saw Soul Child and Flawless with their hands up. For some reason, I can't get them on stage. But yeah, if you have a question about your mortgage, your car loan, your credit card debt, your student loans, feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. But also want to make sure everybody in the room clicks the greenhouse at the top. Make sure you're already following the club so you can see this room happening on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And also make sure to click Down's profile right next to me and give him a follow so that when he pops on the stage, because you never know if he's going to be on a real estate stage or a finance stage. But if he's on a stage, he's surrounded by value. And most importantly, he's giving value. So make sure to follow Don. But yeah, any more questions from the audience? If there's no questions, you can see if Kirk has anybody that has questions, and if nobody has questions, then you can put up an example that will really resonate with folks so they understand why they need to connect with your team and why they need to buy your book.
Well, I tell you what, if there's no questions, Kenyatta asked for the example of
Power of the penny.
Power of the penny. We can get into that.
There are no questions online, so absolutely. Yeah. I think that this is a great way to shut it down for the day on Valentine's Day, right?
Come on. Listen. I'll tell you what, folks. I went out shopping yesterday. And I'm going to prepare a new dish that I've never prepared before for Valentine's Day. I usually do the same thing, but I want to do mix it up a little bit because my wife, when she cooks stuff, I mean the flavor, I mean, is off the chain. Flavor is a
Wait a minute, wait a minute. What in the experimentation on Valentine's Day is happening
Ah,
here? Did you say you catered the dinner and you're going to put it in a dish as if you prepared it?
come
Or
on,
are
come
you going
on.
to experiment on the queen today? I'm
Oh
just dropping
mercy,
some
oh
hints.
mercy,
That
oh
is
mercy.
it's rhetorical. Do not answer that on the public stage. But what is happening? I heard that.
Well, listen, um, I've never. Let me put it this way: I've never prepared it for Valentine's Day.
Oh
Okay.
wow, wow, wow.
All right. So, but listen, it's gonna have plenty of flavor. I'm telling you, I've got to get one more ingredient: fresh basil. Okay, because it's a pasta dish, and I've got to get some fresh basil. I'm gonna stop by the store on the way home and pick that up. But we're gonna do a pasta bowl with some salad, and it's gonna be vegetarian. It's actually even going to be vegan because there's not going to be any cheese in it. All right, how about that? So listen,
All right.
all
I
right,
see you.
all right, and plenty of flavor. Okay, because my wife loves flavor. Okay, so we're going to be into all of that, and that's what I'm getting ready to do once we shut this down.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Oh, Kirk, listen. Don't listen. I got nothing on Kirk because he put his on Instagram. What did your family do, man? I saw you. I saw you.
I saw it too. I saw it
Yeah, no,
too. It's
we
powerful.
did we had the kids. So I took Kenzie out. We have a son and daughter, and so me and Carson got the cars ready, and then I
The
gave we
cars, they were
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, because I mean, of
caravan.
course, he doesn't drive yet. He's 12, so he went to the door, rang the doorbell. He said, "Is Miss Nugent here? I'd like to take her for a date." And gave her his rose and grabbed her arm and walked her to the car, opened the door for her. I said, "Come on, Doc."
Come on.
And they went off to their date. And then when they left, I went to the door, rang the doorbell, and said, "Is Kenzie here?" That's my daughter's name. And then I brought her to the car. We went out. I held her hand. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, all of that is in the reel
Gave
that I
her
put
a
on
gift
Instagram.
bag. I saw it.
Listen, we gotta make these experiences. This is what Don is talking about. The money that you put aside to create memories. This is what Don's been talking about, fam. It's all connected. It's all connected.
Wow, wow, wow. So listen, folks, we're in these families, in pill method families, we're not saying I can't afford it.
Hmm.
In pill method families, we're saying how can we
How
afford it?
can we? Yeah,
Come on.
it's different. It's different.
It's
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 different.
it's way different. Okay. So here's what we're doing. Folks, I got a $200,000 mortgage here at 6% for 30 years. And you should be seeing it on the screen. A
They
monthly
are.
payment.
They are.
Oh, excellent. A monthly payment of $1,199.10. Here's what the bank is telling us. For if we keep this loan for 30 years, the bank wants $231,676 in interest on this loan. By no stretch of the imagination is $231,000, 6% of $200,000. When the bank wants you to prepay $431,676 for your house in a $200,000 neighborhood. Folks, what sense does that make? Because not only are you paying for the house, now you got to pay interest. So it's buying one house for you and one house for the bank. Is that why we signed up for this mortgage? Absolutely not. So here's what's happening. Interest paid as a percentage of principal, it is 115.838%. What? We're actually going to pay back more in interest than we borrowed in principal if we keep the loan for 30 years? Yes. Here is the amortization schedule, how it breaks down. At payment number one, we have $199.10 going to principal. Once we pay our mortgage payment of $1199.10, $1,000 of that money goes to interest. It does absolutely nothing for you. Only $199. So if you take a look at the principal payments, look at here. This is the column that you borrowed. Look at column number one. That's the money you borrowed. So you're paying your mortgage back at $200 a month, while the bank is getting nearly $1,000 every month to process your payment of $200. That's the interest. What is going on here? That is too much money. It slows you down. The interest is the anchor that's slowing you down. You got to drag that thing around. Interest is something you drag around that slows you down, and only 200 bucks goes to the mortgage while you're thinking my $1,200 payment is actually working for me. So now we're going to subtract $199.10. We're left with $199,800.90. And now we go to line two, where we're paying $200.10 on principal for the second month. And we're left with $199,600.80. So the principal balance determines how much interest we pay on the next line. So let's take a look at what we've gone over before. How do we prepay principal? How do we save money that we don't have to give the bank? Here's what happens. Let's say our first mortgage payment is in February and in January, and that means our February principal payment is $200.10. We've already discovered that we don't have to wait till February to give the bank that $200.10. We can give it to the bank early. By giving it to the bank early in the same month, we're still paid down to $199,600.80. But we're paid down to here in January, not in February. And when we do that, folks, guess what? We're on payment number 3 for February. And we got rid of payment number 2 for only $200.10. Payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3. So what happened to the $999 in interest on line 2? Eliminated, canceled. Okay. So this is cancel culture for your mortgage. I don't know if I can say that, but I did. Anyway, $999 canceled from the mortgage right here, right now. So what would happen if we did this? Paid the mortgage in January, and in the same month gave the bank the principal payments for line 2, 3, and 4. What would happen to the interest cost on line 2, 3, and 4? Nearly $3,000 in interest canceled right here, right now. That's what's going on here, folks. That's what happens when we learn about interest cancellation. Our program is then going to figure out how much you're going to pay at any given time and not leave it up to guessing. But let's take a look. Based on that information, let's take a look at the power of the penny. We just found out that if we pay $200 and prepay $200, we will save about $1,000 in interest. Well, what if I don't have $200? Let's say I have half that, $100. Then how much interest am I saving? $500. What if I don't have $100, but I have $50? How much am I saving? $250 in interest. $25, $125. Let's just go on down to $3.13, folks. Let me go back here. I got to go back to that. $3.13. $3.13. It saves $18.75 in interest. So your little bits of money added together, we're going to be gathering up the fragments that nothing be lost. And by the time we're done, folks, we're going to have 12 baskets full of interest savings. A little biblical reference there for those of you who understand what I'm talking about. So here's what we're talking about, folks. If you give me $3.13 and I gave you back $18.75, how many times would you do that? All day, every day. So it's the same thing with the bank. You give at this juncture, if you give the bank this $3.13, if you have this mortgage on this particular day, it makes it impossible for every $3.13 you give them, it makes it impossible for them to charge you $18.75 in interest. Why not give the bank money in a way that makes it impossible for them to charge you interest once you know how to read this thing. Oh, well, it doesn't stop there, folks. You know what? In my family, we pick up pennies in the parking lot. And there's a reason why I pick up pennies in the parking lot. I pick up pennies in the parking lot because they're valuable. And with this particular mortgage, if we take this thing all the way down to 1 penny and apply it to the mortgage, you'll be saving 7 cents in interest you'll never have to pay the bank. Even the pennies are valuable. Come on, folks. I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you one thing. I'm going to go back one screen. We're going to go back.
God, can you say that again? My God.
Okay, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, what if you get a $6 cup of coffee? Okay, $6 cup of coffee, $6.25. If I applied that to my mortgage, it would have saved me $37.50 in interest I would not have to pay. So your $6 cup of coffee is not a $6 cup of coffee. It's $37.50. When you look at how much interest you could have canceled with that money. Now we're going to go back to this part again where somebody said, Don, can you do that again? Who was that?
This was Coffee.
Come on, Coffee. Here's what we're talking about, Miss Coffee. We're talking about looking at our small amounts of money and how they can work for us and how we've been disregarding them for years because we did not know how to read an amortization schedule. And if we don't have a lot of money, we think that if I can't move the principal, it can't work for me. Well, the principal that you borrowed has never been the problem. It's the cost of managing the principal you've borrowed, which causes the problem. What causes a 30-year loan is not the money you borrowed. What causes a 30-year loan is the interest cost on the money you borrowed. Do you realize there's so much interest on a loan? It takes about 19 years to pay off the first half of the loan. You pay off the second half of the loan in the last 10 years. What? It takes 19 years to pay off the first half and about 11 years to pay off the second half because all the big interest has been paid already. The small amount of interest is left for the very end. Lord have mercy. So, folks, if we can pay off half that mortgage in 10 years, then why can't we pay off the first half and the second half in 10 years? We can. If you follow the program where we're going to take a look at all of your pennies, even the pennies in the parking lot that help us to save 7 cents. Oh my goodness. That's what we're talking about here. This is why Kenyatta loves this, is because we're going to make, listen, no lazy money. No lazy money. If your pennies, if every single penny is not designated to do some work, then that's something wrong with that. So we're going to take all the pennies that have not been designated to do something, and we're going to use that money to optimize and to leverage that money. See, leveraging means this: when I can take a little bit of money and then I can get a big benefit for using it. 1 penny saves me 7 cents. 39 cents saves me $2.35. $1.56 saves me $9.38. So I'm leveraging my $1.56 to save $9.38. Coffee, that's what I'm talking about. What you got to say about
Well,
that?
amen, Don. Amen. I'm in here with my children. My God. Amen.
That's what we're talking about. Jared, all right, man. Back to you. Listen, this is the fastest 2 hours I spend all day. It feels like a letdown almost just to let the folks go to get on with their day. But Jared, will you please take over and let these good people get home, fill out their savings report so that we can start saving them some money too?
Absolutely. So today is an interesting day. Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So yeah, maybe today goes a little faster, but yeah, definitely make sure to yeah. So first and foremost, Don, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do so, and what is the process look like?
Listen, that fabulous 10K card from Sean 10K Lashley. They can click on ICE, which stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com, and then click on where it says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. When you click on that, then what you'll do is follow all of the instructions. When you follow the instructions, we're going to send you a code to your cell phone because we have to verify your cell phone number. We're going to send you that code as a message. Take that code and place it right back into the website. We'll let you into our financial form. Fill out the form, and someone from my office will call you and set up a consultation. And you'll know the month and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you can save. And then we're going to talk about your potential earnings with that money. And a lot of our clients who are working 9 to 5 jobs with the money they're not paying in interest, we're going to show them how to become millionaires. How about that? All right. Also, get the book, folks. Please get the book because this is the only book that starts you on this journey of understanding everything you needed to know about loans that nobody ever told you. All right. How lending actually works, how you can use this information in understanding how our opportunity cost calculator works so that you know it's a very complicated process, but we've taken the complicated and simplified it using computers. All right. So now read the book, get the book, and when you get the book and understand what's going on, you can get your um, savings and earnings report simultaneously. So while you're doing that, you're reading the book and you're getting your 10K card. So Sean Lashley, are you in the building? If you are, tell them why that 10K card is going to be so valuable to them that we are providing for them from the Pill Method. All right. Sean Lashley, are you in
The
the
signal
house?
is weak, Don. Can you hear me?
We can hear you great.
All right. So I'm getting the red bar of death. If you can't hear me clearly, just put me on mute. And now we keep the show moving. So basically, guys, when you get a copy of the book, not only is it going to bring clarity to your financial situation, but you're also going to find a way to actually start saving yourself and your family some extra money. As Don rightfully said, a $6 coffee can be equivalent to a $37 coffee once you reinvested that $6 correctly. So you wanted to, I would recommend you follow the program that Don is basically sharing here with you. This is your mortgage. This is your family's income you're playing with. So get the correct advice, take action on those things that you understand and you believe in, and start making it better for you and your family. When you get a copy of Don's book, make sure you click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report. And then once you get that, you'll know exactly where you are with your mortgage and your financial situation. And then Don and his team will be able to actually direct you towards that 7 year finish line. When that's finished, you want to claim your digital card that Don already paid for because you want to make sure everyone that owns a copy of his book can also own a 10K card. Okay, and the reason he wants you to do that is he's not trying to get you to get a good score. He's trying to get you to win. And the only way you can win is by having the best tools, guys. And that's what a 10K card will do for you. So definitely get a copy of the book, claim your 10K cards. And as I said, for this week, I'm going to be putting on blast the Get Access store. So if you're in the Atlanta area, then great. We want to see you in person. But if you're not in the Atlanta area, get the virtual component of the ticket. So if you click on the link at the top, you'll be able to pick yourself up a copy of the ticket. And we are looking.
We just lost him. We got a
Don
whole.
will be there presenting in live action. And in my opinion, he crushed it on the last Get Access tour in Miami. With that said, Don, back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jared, let's go ahead and let's let the people go and let's do our outro. Oh, but before that, Miss Kenyatta, tell them once they get the book, how they gonna get their 10K card?
They're going to screenshot that receipt as proof that they purchased the book, and then they're going to go to ice10klive.com. They're going to click I'm ready link that is on the left side, 2 slides down. They're going to then fill out their form as to what they want on their 10K card. social media handles, email address, phone number. They're going to let us know how they want to receive that card, where to send it to, and in an hour or under, they will receive their very own 10K card valued at $100.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, Jared, let's take us home.
All right, all right. So also make sure you click that no, actually the links up there, so I'll bring it up later. But it was PTR, and we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. And so Veronica, you're up first. Please give a quick outro, and then we'll go Coffee, Credit Goddess, Valley, Kirk, by CEO, etc. And if somebody doesn't speak, then just go ahead and grab the baton. So
Thank you so much, Jared. My name is Veronica Love, and I own an IT recruiting and executive search firm based out of Houston, Texas. Love the P.I.L.L method as well as my 10K card. So I advise you to both get the book and get your 10K card. And happy Valentine's to everybody.
all right, Coffee, are you around? All right, Credit Goddess, are you around? All right, Valley, are you around? Valley? All right. So
Everybody's busy.
yeah, everybody's with their
All right, listen.
Valentine's.
If you're available to do an outro, flash your mic, and we'll
we
pick
go.
you that one. There you go. All right.
Cool. So
Now
right.
we know who's available.
So,
All right.
oh, there you go.
There's Credit Goddess.
Credit Goddess, will you please do the outro?
Sorry, I'm driving, y'all. I'm just driving. Hey everyone, my name is Rosamund Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. Really quick, if you guys are interested in any of my services, whether it's to improve your credit, whether it's to gain access to capital, building your business credit, or even working capital to start your business, I help with all of that. So definitely tap in with me. And for all the Dave Ramsey folks, I hope you guys sat in here long enough to understand that there is nothing wrong with credit. Is to gain access to capital right now so you don't have to spend years of saving to buy in full cash. You guys already know, just tapping in here, how just paying off the debt, it'll be cheap. It's not as expensive as you thought it was. It's all about saving on interest costs. So I hope you guys learned from sitting in this master class, and I hope you guys take action. But if any of you guys were afraid of credit, now is the time to understand and learn credit. I do educate in that space. So definitely tap in with me at creditgoddess10k.com. That's creditgoddess10k.com. And book your consultation with me, and let's get you started. Thank you guys so much for having me. You guys have a wonderful week.
All right, all right.
All right, I'll do mine since Valley and Coffee are away, but Coffee and Valley, check out their bios. Definitely give them a follow. They add a lot of value. So yeah, my name is Jared Albert, and I do a lot of content around just adding value to people and tangible results. So whether it's paying off a mortgage in 7 years, or getting recruiters and hiring managers on the stage to give people jobs, or doing pitch rooms and actually bringing people in our incubator to give them the resources to launch their startup. So if you're interested in those type of rooms, check out my bio on Clubhouse, check out my replays. And if you're on the streaming platforms, you can check me out on my 10K card, Jarrett, JARRETT10K.com. Up next is Kirk.
All right, all right. This is always, as Don says, it's the fastest 2 hours of the day. The time is well spent. I'm glad for the information that has been shared here. I just want to share with you two quick things that I've got going on. We have a series on my channel, How It All Works, that we've been going through this month, the power of video. But we're also, of course, under the theme Black History. So last Monday, we had Allison Davis, who's one of the founders of MSNBC, and we had a phenomenal time chatting with her about how video was used in the civil rights movement. Her father was one that worked with Martin Luther King and several others. So she had some phenomenal stories to share. Today, we're going to be looking at the power of video to highlight Black experiences. And we have a guest, Claudia Allen, and she is a phenomenal speaker. diversity, equity, inclusion leader for Howard County there in Maryland. And so definitely excited to have her on the show tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you guys want, you can check that out. But I also have a masterclass coming up. It's called Content Creation for Ministry. That's coming up this next Sunday, the 20th, so a week from yesterday. Content Creation for Ministry masterclass, and I'll be doing some previews of that masterclass at 12:30 every day this week. So just check my 10K card. You'll see my YouTube channels there. All of the information is going to be on either the YouTube channel or on the howitallworks.com webpage. Would love for you guys to be able to come hang out with us. Again, love this room and this space and what Don is doing with live video. But if you want to hear some things generally around live video and its power and its reach, definitely come check me out as well.
Listen, man, I remember Claudia. Actually, I know her mom and her dad. I knew Claudia when she was in grade school, man. Listen,
that's amazing.
And listen, how amazing she is now. And I would come over there, but I would just be reminded how old I am. So, anyhow, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Jared. Back to you, man. I'm just messing.
Oh my goodness. I'll tap in here. This is the first time I actually feel so sad and so sorry for Jared, who is a semi-celebrity who's been hanging around and rubbing elbows with those who are out there and who are famous for real. So I feel so sad for him and all the celebrities who are waking up so tired today. And I just want to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I do like to have a little bit of fun. I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO. I'm an executive business leadership coach. And in my physical world, I'm in the commercial property development space. And I work with some high level teams, and we do some amazing property development projects here. But in the coaching side of things, which is what I do here on Clubhouse, I actually collaborate with owners and executives, meaning CEOs and presidents of corporations, because that's my jam. That's what I've been doing my whole life. And I help them to build those leadership development skills for their team and strategic planning and high level business needs. And when I say high level business needs, I come in and I actually completely overhaul your company. I'm that one that will come in and say, yeah, I like what you're doing, but let's make sure we brand you properly and get you set on the right course. I'm the Shark Tank. Yes. And I love that show. I'm actually addicted. So if you go to 10kcards.com and you see all the amazing things that are happening there, that would be yours truly. So while everybody on Clubhouse is like, oh, look at the cute little secretary, I was back here leveling up our CEO, Sean 10K, for his company. So like I said, be yourself, be who you are. Don't worry about what other people are saying. You do you, because I know the value that I bring. And what I do is I'm a powerhouse of resources, and I come in and I overhaul your company and I make you look like the star you're supposed to be. Now, I'm not good at everything. I have a team as well. But what I can say is I'm that one that will make you shine. And I do get paid very well for my services. So I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO, and you can find me at yseo10k.com. And this secretary gets paid a quarter of $250,000 a year. So, hey, whatever you need to call me, just write the check.
Come on now. Come on.
Facts.
Okay, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. I love days like this when we get to have love shown abroad. So I am sending love and light to each and every one of you. And as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am here to assist you on your real estate deals. Find your real estate deals as the official lender of the P.I.L.L Method Room. It's been a pleasure to share this space and time with you. And I look forward to seeing and talking with you again.
All right, 10K, you want to do one more?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good. Guys, I'm going to use my time to do one thing, to share with you that, the life that we're living is all about creating experiences. And the experiences that we're creating today, one day we're going to look back and be like, you know what? I'm glad I did. Or we can look back and say, man, I wish I could. So with the Get Access store that's coming up in Atlanta, I am there urging everyone to be a part of that event. Because at the end of the day, you're going to look back and say, that was a great event. I'm happy that I've been there. I mean, I've been to the one in Miami, guys, and I'm telling you right now, it was priceless. To have Jared there, Don there, Jonathan there, Grant Cardone popped in, and have all these memorable moments It was just a beautiful thing that we can always look back and say, you know what, we were there. So I want you to join the We Were There movement and get a copy, get a ticket today. If you click on the Pill Method card at the top there, you're gonna see a button that says Get Access Store. Click on that link, guys. Get a ticket. If you can shop in person, great. If not, be a part of the virtual family, guys. But either way, Trey, looking forward to having you at the Get Access Store. It's gonna be in Atlanta on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. If you have the VIP tickets, you can come and have cocktail and dinner with us on Friday. And then we're gonna be all about promoting how you can grow your business and be better for your family on Saturday. So with that said, getaccessstore.com, guys. Get your ticket today. Don, back to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. This
You
would
know I was gonna talk some more, right?
no,
I
yeah.
didn't see
Listen,
what's coming
listen,
on.
Sean. Listen, Sean. We know. Listen, folks. I want to tell you, with the last few seconds here, everybody here on the stage, everybody, all right, that we curate on our stages, they don't come with just a few credentials. They come with years of experience. We don't listen, if you're new to your game, that's quite all right. You've got to start somewhere and then grow. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the people that come to this stage, they have years of experience behind them, and you can trust what they're telling you about their respective fields and what they're doing. You know what they say, you become an expert when you put in your 10,000 hours. Well, these folks have more than 10,000 hours into their respective fields so that they can bring you value every time they open up their mouths. And that's what we bring you here in the Pill Method Club. Value when it comes around real estate, money, borrowing money, building credit, short-term rentals, whatever we're talking about here, that's what you're going to get when you come to the Pill Method Club. And we're going to be right back here on Wednesday bringing you fabulous content. I mean, content that would cost you thousands of dollars to receive. We don't hold anything back. We don't say, listen, we're going to give you this part, but you got to pay us for the part that actually causes this thing to work. Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to give you all the sauce about how all of these things work. And then if you want to level up to the next level, then contact us offline and then we can take you to the next level. So, anyway, folks, thank you so very much for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to spend your time with us, your valuable time, and we appreciate it. And we're going to be right back here on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time to do it all over again. So, with that being said, Kurt Nugent, take us out.